Hello, and thank you for tuning in today. I'd like to present to you all some new policies that have been developed and are being implemented, and answer a few common questions that many of you may have regarding them. These policies were developed out of a need for a clear and concise direction from our administration regarding social media usage by employees and using family medical leave. The intent behind the policy is not to incur any punitive actions against any employee, but rather to guide them through their making appropriate decisions that will benefit them throughout their career. First, I'd like to cover the social media policy. Administration is aware that many of our members use their own personal social media accounts to share parts of their lives with the world at large, and also to offer a unique perspective on the inner workings of the fire service as well as our own department. While we support our members' right to voice their opinions on matters involving the department, we felt it necessary to outline what information or items may be shared in order to protect the reputation of the department. As stated in the policy, members may share anything that does not violate existing privacy protections, as well as anything that does not depict behavior which may violate other department policies. The public expects the fire service as a whole to be representative and inclusive of their concerns, and we don't want any messaging put forth that may cause actual harm or disruption to the mission and function of the department. Second, the Family Medical Leave Policy, commonly referred to as FMLA. This policy is much more straightforward, outlining the steps that an employee must take in order to be approved for FMLA leave in accordance with state and federal regulations. It also outlines the specifics on how much time can be requested, as well as reinstatement conditions upon return. Both of these policies apply to all members, regardless of rank, and any violations of the policy will be subject to disciplinary action. Regarding the social media policy, some common questions you may have can include: what are some examples of acceptable and non-acceptable things that an employee can post? What about my First Amendment right to free speech? What happens if an employee violates the policy? And the FMLA, what happens if an employee fails to meet the criteria outlined in the FMLA policy? To answer these in order, acceptable items for posting include any pictures that depict the department, its employees, and the fire service in general in a positive light. Employees that may also share their own opinions on political matters, so long as they do not include content which could fall under any category of discrimination, and proper judgment should be exercised to ensure that the post is relevant to issues of public concern. Anything not meeting these basic requirements is not allowed. For example, any post containing offensive language or with intent to incite violence or disobedience of the law, or that contain identifying information of a patient or person are all unacceptable. Your First Amendment right to free speech will not apply if the content of your post is made in a manner that asserts you speaking as a representative of the department, or if it violates the conditions previously mentioned. If a post is reported as being in violation of the policy, our Communications Division, along with the PIO and Assistant Chief of Human Resources, will begin an investigation into the matter. No disciplinary actions will be taken until the investigation is completed and deemed necessary, and these actions can include, but are not limited to, removal of said post, written note in your personnel file, suspension, or termination. As with any investigation into employee conduct, you will be allowed to have a union representative present at all meetings to ensure that your rights under the Firefighter Bill of Rights are not violated. Regarding the FMLA policy, if the criteria for requesting leave is not adhered to, your leave request may be denied and you will be responsible for obtaining the time off using your own accrued sick leave or vacation leave. Thank you for watching, and if you have any further questions regarding these policies, please refer them through your chain of command.